Welcome to our channel, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you very much for sacrificing your time to visit our channel and to watch our videos. If you would like us to grow as a family, kindly take a second or two and subscribe to our channel. Click the notification bell to allow YouTube to notify you whenever we do a video like this. Kindly give this video a thumbs up and help us share our videos. Again, thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, people are asking this question. Are we slipping back to the dark days of the one-party state? The dark days of dictatorship? Is Kenya becoming a military or a police state? The reason why this question is begging is because we have a president who is very bitter and is exhibiting some bitter characters. He has really placed Kenya in a panic mode. So the panicking Kenyans are looking at a very bitter president, and we wonder why. Bullets are being fired everywhere in crowds without thinking of the aftermath, without thinking of the old and the young and the women who attend some gatherings. From William Ruto to his allies, they threaten people and intimidate. Our judiciary is in a panic mode and they offer their judgment based on fear, and they support the executive because they have been threatened. We are also being threatened by the sword that we gave the president. And when you ask the president whether this is dictatorship, he begs to differ. He says that he was elected to make some unpopular and hard decisions that ever since independence no one has ever made. According to William Samoei Ruto, Jomo Kenyatta, Daniel Toroitich arap Moi, Mwai Kibaki and Uhuru Kenyatta never made any hard decisions. And that is the reason why Kenya has never moved forward economically. So according to him, he is the best president that ever happened to Kenya and is making those hard decisions. But experts believe to differ. They are saying that as a president, he was given a sword and a constitution that he swore to defend. And that when you are a president, it doesn't matter how much you want to lead people, you have to do it according to the confines of the constitution. You would really want things to be done, but your hands are tied. You can't go beyond the constitution. You must limit yourself within the constitution. Amid all this, those who are pro-Ruto are saying he's making hard decisions. Some people are trying to sabotage his agenda. But the opponents of this school of thought is saying that William Ruto is a dictator. Now, the question that begs is, can people overcome all these threats and intimidation? And the person who has got this answer, you cannot imagine, is William Ruto himself. And he made this prediction, this prophecy, some 2 years ago during the campaigns, and he felt that Uhuru Kenyatta was exercising his powers beyond the constitutionally given purview. And William Ruto told Uhuru Kenyatta that Kenyans shall overcome. Kenyans will not worship him. And he made those predicaments that when you listen, you would think that he was giving a prophecy against himself. And he knew very well that he would become a dictator and people shall overcome. Just take a look.
Power is transient. And the people of Kenya will overcome. We will not submit to your threats and blackmail. We will not bow to you. We will not worship you. We worship the living God in heaven. We worship no human being.
If you compare the two leaders between Uhuru Kenyatta and William Samoei Ruto, who was exhibiting more dictatorial tendencies and powers than the other? Because if you look at William Ruto, this is just but 1 year into office and is threatening everybody. The judiciary, people, and we have a state capture. All the independent institutions are now dancing to William Ruto's tune. The legislative arm of the government, parliament, has been captured. The DCI, the DPP, our courts and everything, they are dancing to William Ruto's tune. And you cannot convince me that these are decisions that William Ruto are making for the good of Kenyans, because all I know is that William Ruto is listening to the IMF and World Bank and all the masters that plunged him to power. But as he says, ladies and gentlemen, people shall overcome. And I will tell you 3 reasons why people shall overcome. Number 1, Kenyans have been in this situation before. By the way, this is not the first time Kenyans face such a very tough period. During the first liberation, Kenyans fought with bare hand and just crude weapons to defeat the colonial masters when they had guns. And some people had to be killed, people like Dedan Kimathi. The Mau Mau sacrificed their lives and they defeated the dictator Wazungu. So we are not new to this. It was commitment and sacrifice. The second liberation came when Kenyans were fighting the one-party dictatorship, where people were used to be detained without trial. The Moi era, back then, William Ruto was enjoying the trappings of power with Moi. And that is why you see William Ruto has got no regard to our constitution. He believes that it is his way. He doesn't rule using the constitution. And even when people were fighting for a new constitution, he opposed it. So when Moi was unleashing terror against the opposition, against the church, against those who reflected a different political view, William Ruto was with him, enjoying the powers. But people still woke up. They had to go to unlicensed rallies. People were to be beaten. People like the late Wangari Maathai had to defend our communal land. You know, such kind of things. Father Wamugunda being beaten. People really paid. People like Raila Amolo Odinga were detained. And people fought and defeated the one-party state, the dictatorship. This is no different. People will always rise up, I can assure you. Number 2, you have seen the political and the business class rising up, and they're saying we must lead a revolution. People like Buzeki, the businessman from Eldoret, Wamushomba, the member of parliament, people like Jimmy Wanjigi are coming very openly, and they're saying we cannot sit back and watch our president turns into a dictator. We can't sleep back as we see. And they're saying that Kenyans must lead a resistance kind of spirit, so that we reject William Ruto's dictatorship unless he decides to rule within the confines of our constitution. Because there are not two ways. We have a new constitution, and William Ruto was the first beneficiary of our constitution when he became our first deputy president under the new constitution, having opposed it vehemently. This is what I'm telling you, that people will and must overcome. The clergy has decided that they will no longer fear anybody. You've seen people like Reverend Wainaina and the Catholic Nyeri Bishop Anthony Mweria. They are coming out and they're telling William Ruto, apana, we have exorbitant prices of basic commodities. You promised people to lower down the cost of living, but you are not. Instead, things are getting worse. And they are saying we must resist. You used a church platform to get to power, and now you are turning away. You are leading a corrupt government. People are speaking. The church is speaking. The youths, the mamambogas, the watu wa boda boda, who are used, or do I say who are misused during the campaigns, are beginning to see the light. People, if you look at the TikTok, the very, very youths who used to embrace William Ruto are now retrieving the videos how William Ruto deceived them. And when you see that kind of revolution from the church, from the youth, the mamamboga, from business and political class, then you know things are not rosy in Statehouse. Every now and then they want to plan on how to defeat people, but they realize that we are operating under a new constitution. Moi used an old constitution, and I remember Chinda Moi was saying that William Ruto wants to be a dictator Moi, yet we are operating under a very different dispensation from where Moi was. And William Ruto must understand that the same way he predicted that they would defeat, he was predicting against himself. Kenyans are going to defeat him. Kenyans have the spirit. They are ready to go to full length to resist dictatorship. Don't you think William Ruto was predicting and making a prophecy against himself? That's my take.